I got the really cool opportunity to shoot an ad for Lipton hard iced tea, and so I wanted to take you kind of behind the scenes, show you the ad that I shot, and walk you through how I shot it, why I shot the way I shot it, and everything that kind of went into it. I had just picked up my Freefly Ember slow motion camera, and I just wanted to shoot some slow-mo, and so I wanted to just incorporate that into something. And so along came this opportunity to shoot for Lipton hard iced tea, and I knew that their brand kind of lent to a more quirky, kind of funny ad, and so I wanted to use that to my full advantage. This was my second time working with Lipton, so I thought I could get a little bit more creative as well, or get a little wonky, and so kind of came up with that idea of like, what if when you drink a Lipton hard iced tea, you go slow-mo while the rest of the world stays the same, and nobody really knows why, but it's this crazy thing that happens, and so when you watch it, it's fun and quirky and weird and just kind of stays in your head and makes you think, maybe I should try a Lipton hard iced tea. Just before we show the video, let me just run through all the gear that I used. So I shot everything on my Canon C70, on the Freefly Ember, and the lenses were all Dulens APO mini primes. So it was a combination of my 31mm and my 85mm. The mic, everything was mic'd up through my Rode NTG4 Plus, and then everything was lit with the Nanlite Pavo Tube 2s. But without further ado, let's watch this video.
So, what are you drinking?
Lipton hard iced tea. But the craziest thing happens when I drink it. Check this out. It's insane, right? You want to try?
Obviously.
So let's kind of run through the breakdown of everything. I wanted to shoot it kind of like a foresty, campy spot, two dudes just hanging out and chatting, having a drink. And so upcountry on Maui in the forest, I thought would be perfect. None of the fire was real. I inserted the fire just to be safe. You're not really allowed fires in that area, so I wanted to follow the rules. So the fire that you see there was stock footage that was put in there at the start, and then the actual fire that you see was just inserted in Premiere. The people in it, it was just myself, my friend Ben, and then Lucas helped both shoot the BTS and shoot some of that because I was in it, so obviously I couldn't shoot the whole thing. So Lucas also helped shoot, and then I just kind of directed everything and set up a lot of the angles, and yeah, wrote it and put it together. Honestly, everything was pretty simple. There's only just like a couple different shots, couple different setups. We shot both kind of the dialogue scenes all at once. So every time Ben was talking, we just ran through that one time, and then switched angles, making sure to kind of keep the same angle. So we shot the dialogue kind of all in one take. There was just the main setup shot, kind of establishing and letting the audience know where we were. First it was the fire, then the establishing shot, and then kind of into the dialogue. And once we shot the dialogue, finished that up, we did just the close-up shots of grabbing the can, opening up the can, and doing a little cheers. And then came the fun part, the slow-mo. There were 3 slow-mo shots. There was the straight-on shot of me drinking, there was the straight-on shot of both Ben and I drinking, and then there was that side angle where you see me drinking in slow motion and Ben is just kind of moving in regular motion. So the first 2 were super easy, just kind of set it up, drank the drink, and both of us did that. It was easy to set up the shot. Drinking a drink from high up is a lot harder than we thought it was, and that took a couple attempts. masking shot was a little tricky just because you're using two different cameras. So we had to set everything up in the exact same spot on my tripod and then just kind of swap out the cameras and try to get it as close as I possibly could. In hindsight, I probably could have done that a lot easier or made it a lot easier on myself. But what ended up kind of happening was we shot the first scene of me slow motion on the Ember, and then we swapped out the cameras and shot on the C70 and just had Ben sitting where he would normally be sitting, kind of same field of view, and then just shot Ben's reaction, just being like, wow, what's going on? And then in post, kind of masked out the background on the Ember and just kept me, and then I just kind of superimposed myself over top of Ben and stretched it and moved it around and played with it a little bit so that you could see through my arm as I was drinking to get Ben's reaction. So there was a little bit of play, and it just could have been set up better and easier, and it doesn't look the best, but turned out okay. It was a quick cut. The other factor that came into shooting it was obviously the lighting with the Pavo tubes. And the Pavo tubes, I think, really came in clutch because with the Pavo tubes, you can put in special effects. And one of those special effects is a fireplace. So that was kind of perfect for that scenario to be able to get even just a quick kind of little flash on our faces so that it seemed like we were actually sitting in front of a bonfire. The lighting honestly was pretty perfect for our location. So I just made sure to kind of backlight everything with the sun. And because it was just so cloudy and overcast, it created perfect soft lighting for everything. And then we just added just a little bit with the Pavo tubes, kind of putting them in strategic places. Again, kind of backlighting or like rounding out some of the shadows with the Pavo tubes. So the Pavo tubes, again, just came in clutch because they're so versatile. They're light. You can put them everywhere. You can hide them. Yeah, they were pretty clutch. Short, simple, sweet breakdown of everything. Just kind of tried to be as prepared as I possibly could. Just storyboarded the whole thing on Milanote and found different shots on Shot Deck that just made sense for just the angles and positioning of the camera and what it would look like. So coming into the shoot, it was just like boom, 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 get the shots, super easy, and just kind of ticked it off as we went. So super smooth shoot. Everybody was awesome. Ben, Lucas. I will put Lucas's info below. Check out his channel and Instagram. Awesome creator. And then kind of like in conclusion, or what the brand thought, I was able to put this whole thing together pretty quickly in the edit, just because we shot it nice and cleanly. There weren't too many bloopers or mistakes or anything. The shoot went super smooth. So that made the edit go pretty smooth as well. So sent it to the brand and they absolutely loved it, thought it was hilarious, said they laughed throughout the whole thing, and were just super impressed with everything. This was just a social media ad, so it's not like this thing's going on TV or anything like that, but they posted on their account, I posted it on my account, and it was just really cool. It's always fun working with them because they give a lot of creative freedom, and they're a pretty easy brand to work with. So hats off to you, Lipton Hard Iced Tea. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you do have any comments about anything that was in this video or gear that I used or other videos or things that you want to see. I would love to hear from you. And I'll see you in the next video.